When you start Race Across America, it's like stepping into a whole different world. It's a rush. It challenges your soul, revealing your true grit, your passion. It's a raw, unfiltered connection with the essence of who you are. God made us that way, to be immersed in something bigger than ourselves. 8 cyclists from the Amish country in Pennsylvania experience that every 2 years and put their lives on the line for a week for one purpose: raising awareness and resources to rescue kids from the bondage of human trafficking. Would I like to say, like looking back at my life, that I would have been okay with finishing out my career in police work and just fly fishing or hunting or whatever, but I can't not get involved in somehow of this. Once I saw it, like I had to do something about it. There's an injustice there that has to be met, and people have to be engaged in that. That's not just something I want to do, it's almost something that I have to do. If you're not called to it, you'll find out pretty quick that this is not something you want to be involved in, but we just can't ignore what's happening to kids and just sit by and let bullies make money off the sexual exploitation of children. I can't sit back and let that happen, I won't.
Your tables real quick about what they passed down at the beginning of the story. Talk to your table. What did you say? Yeah. Okay. What's the confusion there?
I mean, so I'm a teacher. We have kids. I have a heart for kids, but seeing things that aren't right happen to the vulnerable and it not being taken care of, our society being a first world country that has unlimited capabilities to support and prevent situations, and we don't. And we sometimes turn a deaf ear or a blind eye to situations that is disgusting. It's easy for people in my world to be interested in RAM, and everyone would love the opportunity that I'm in, so I feel very honored to be in it. But some mornings at 4:30 a.m. when that alarm clock goes off and you gotta go into the attic and pump out some miles, you need a why. And so right there on the handlebars, you see the why, and it's about the kids. Sometimes on RAM day 4, you're exhausted, sleep deprived, irritated, cold, or whatever it is, and it's 3 in the morning and you gotta climb a hill in the dark. You need to remember your why.
I've seen, and this is what drives me, quite honestly, this is the cleanest version I can break it down to, of those kids that have never experienced unconditional love, exploited in just horrible ways, and then they're taken from that situation and put into a situation where people love them unconditionally. There's something really beautiful that happens within that, a flower that finally gets some sun and all of a sudden just starts blooming. Kids taken from just horrendous situations and loved unconditionally, there's something amazing that happens there. So there's that aspect of, that duality of complete enslavement and then complete freedom. So how does RAM play into this? There has to be something between that, and we just kind of figure out, how do we connect all those dots? RAM's a way to get the word out and to raise money for what we do. So that's kind of how this whole thing kind of came about.
My name's Kevin Quinter. I work with the Berks County Human Trafficking Task Force. And then off that, I'm part of a sworn federal officer for the Human Trafficking Task Force for Homeland Security Investigations. So kind of gives us more jurisdiction outside Berks County. That's kind of how our task force has now bloomed into doing more work everywhere. I focused in on human trafficking. I met up with some other guys who were focused on it, got in with a federal task force, and it just kind of took off, man. Like I think my eyes were open to the little Berks County town I live in, like the reality that it's happening under my own nose, in my jurisdiction, in every little town. It was running rampant and no one was kind of doing anything to try to stem that flow, so that's kind of how I first got into it. At work, I'm dealing with the prevention side probably. I can get involved with arresting guys who want to get into it, who are trying to traffic people. But at work, I can't get into the restorative part. I can't get into rescuing part, so I can be involved in more than one aspect now. Like I can work on the prevention, but also impact by raising funds and awareness for restoration and rehabilitation from it is way cooler than just doing my job. Me riding my bike for myself or getting in shape, that's great, but really means nothing at the end of the day. If I can take that and really make change and support people who can't do stuff of their own, you know, fight for kids who can't fight for themselves or in tough situations, I feel crazy blessed that I can actually use that to do something more than just ride my bike.
All right, kick it again. Down to the swing set. Kick it, kick it. Good job. Ready?
When I would have first heard about the realities of what happens and of human trafficking, kind of almost in awe, like really that happens. People actually do this to kids. These kids don't have control of what happens to them. So like, how can we make a difference in people's lives? Man, it just motivates me to do something. There's also the discipline of training, and you're like, well, I can do the trainer and I can suck up doing what I need to do for 60 minutes, 90 minutes, you know, to raise awareness and bring an awareness to this. So that is part of the motivation and just being disciplined and doing it. And like one of the things that I have on my bike is, you know, their freedom, our fuel. And you keep looking at that and you're okay, this is why we're doing it. Their freedom really is our fuel and how we continue to have motivation to do it.
I was asleep to the epidemic of human trafficking. I felt I had to do something, and this opportunity of providing the love of cycling and being able to do RAM and bring attention to this. I've done, you know, triathlons, I've done Ironman, but that was about me. And being able to ride RAM for ZOE is much bigger, is far greater than myself. That's epic in my book.
Somebody once asked me, what breaks your heart? My heart always broke for these children. That right there has a big part for me as far as riding for RAM and for ZOE. And if I can help one person, one girl, if I can just be a small part of that and showing love to these girls or whatever it may be, and let them know that they're worth something, give them hope and that joy, that's what I want to be there for.
I've never experienced that kind of bondage or oppression. I have two beautiful children who have never experienced that, but my heart goes out to those who are just kind of trapped and do not get to experience any of that freedom, suffer unnecessarily, and really struggle to find joy in their life. And providing awareness and opportunity for them to, again, seek a freedom, experience joy, it's powerful. I can do that at any minute, any time, and they can't. These children who are oppressed and they have no hope. Our hope, my hope, is that we as a team can bring awareness to this issue, that we can raise money to help these children get out of this bondage, to find freedom, to find joy. It's moving, it's what motivates me, it's where I find joy in my own life.
Thank you. Thank you.
If I think of all the children in the world, every child that is created by God, I think that the idea that there is in this world children being molested, being trafficked, is just a terrible thought. Don't care for it at all. If there's anything that I can do to help, we can bring restoration to a young person's life where they can accomplish their God-given purpose. I want to be part of that. Riding fast for a long period of time is intriguing to me already, and to know that there's 7 other guys putting in the training, putting in the effort, the lifting, and the trainer time, the intervals, all the hard stuff where you just grind it out encourages me because we've got a team of guys doing it, and so we're gonna ride as fast as we can.
I got a message from this guy named Brad Hortensi, and I didn't know who this guy was. And he said, I'm seeing some of your rides. I'd like to pick your brain on some of the stuff. He said, me and my wife are planning a cross-country ride. So I kind of asked around who this Brad guy was. A couple of my friends knew him from church. So me and Brad decided to meet. So we met at a restaurant in New Holland, and I'll never forget, we sat down, we started to eat, we ordered our food, and I don't think either one of us ate much food. We clicked immediately. It was just like, I knew Brad all my life. And we started talking about cycling, about my group that I was in, and right there and then we decided that someday the ZOE team and my group was gonna merge. We didn't realize it was gonna be that quick, and somehow one of the guys had heard about RAM. Immediately everybody started researching RAM, and that's where we were like, oh, we're gonna put a team in. We work together very well because we're passionate about the same thing. It always goes back to the children. It was awesome to win it in 2021. And in 2023, the number one goal to me is not winning it. It's how we portray ourselves to the world, to the team around us. Did RAM twice as a rider. In 2019 as a rookie team. No idea what we were getting into. It was chaos. So I decided that if I don't ride in 2023, I want to be the crew chief. I want to give this team a crew chief that they deserve. I like logistics. I like flying by the seat of my pants. I like making order out of chaos. If I can say one word for RAM, it's chaos. And it's about how you make order out of that chaos. It decides a lot on how you win. In 2021, we won, and we were in the start line. I remember looking back to the teams that were behind us and in front of us, and their guys were in way better shape than I was, and most of our riders. But that's not what wins the race in RAM. That's why I like it so much. It's the crew and the team.
It's hard, really hard. One of the hardest races that I think you can do, an endurance race. The fact that I said I would go along the first time and what we're doing, I mean, it's something I've never regretted, never once in my life. And if at the end of it all, we make some difference in somebody's life with it, somebody comes to know Christ, somebody hears the gospel through it all, and we save some kids' lives from this destruction, I'll at least feel like I've accomplished something, and I feel like it's worthwhile.
I think most of us acknowledge that this is a huge concern, not just here in our local communities, but this is something going on worldwide. And it's so removed from our everyday life that most of us, including myself, feel helpless that we can do anything to stop it. And that kills me. That something of this grand scale of tragedy that impacts this world, most of us feel that we can't do anything about it. And that really hurts me. I got into cycling specifically to start concentrating on myself a little bit instead of my career and family and give me something to do, lose some weight. But once you start getting into it and getting more and more serious about it, no, we're not elite riders. But you start realizing some things about yourself. And that's really what got me involved with ZOE, is of how much benefit this sport has brought to me. I've always wanted to find some way of doing something more, putting it to some use in a better way than this is just for me. So it was a no-brainer when I met Brad to want to be able to get involved with ZOE. Yeah, I knew human trafficking was an issue, but it's just something out of sight, out of mind. I didn't have to think about it, right? I didn't have to think of how serious of a crime it was. Now that you're part of ZOE and you're part of this team, Brad sends us updates all the time, prayer requests for missions they're running and trying to save these girls. You really start to see the bigger picture, and that we are making strides. We are fighting against this, and there's been improvements. A lot more needs to be done, but very gratifying to see that we are making headway on this. And to be part of that means the world to me and my family.
I always thought it this way. When I was out there riding and I was suffering, and I started thinking about it, I'm like, look, this pain is only going to be for another 10, 15 minutes and I'm done. These children are in pain all the time. The wounds that they're getting are life-changing. I can suffer for 10 to 15 minutes more. If we can change one child's life, it's worth it. And I still feel that way. One child. If we pull one child out of sex trafficking, it's worth it.
As I manage the team this year, as I manage team, crew, this whole thing going across the country, yeah, we want to win. We want to be first. We want to be fast. Have a great time and all of that. But if we can change the life of one child, if we can pull one child out of human trafficking, or if we can stop one child from going into human trafficking, then it's a win, and that's what we're going for.
Yeah, exactly.
I think when you get people who are avid cyclists together, and then you mix in the fact that they're believers and we have a common bond there, the intensity is going to be great, but I think the gift of being with other like-minded people who are fighting the fight is going to be awesome.
You get cyclists together, they all share something in common. So I'm super excited about riding with them. I think there's 6 new riders this year. So it'll be interesting, but we got a great team leaders, and they'll coach us through it. And all we have to do is be ready and prepared.
Yeah, throw mine away and get a new one out.
Are we ready?
They do.
I warmed up to
You
you there.
are something. Next, we'll get you to shave your legs. You'll be a real biker.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever John says, I'm going over my 5.
Easy ride, warm up. Got to see the dock for the first time where we start the race on Saturday. So that was cool, just to see everybody in their gear, and we're ready, man. We're fired up.
I was used to doing one-day events where you ride real hard for a day, so you can suffer for 12 hours and you're done. I did half Ironmans where you suffer for 8 hours and you're done. You do a shift, you rest, you do another shift. And you keep doing that for almost 5 days.
When you're in the heat of the battle, it does get dicey. I think it gets, because when you're competitive, like once you start riding, there's that competitiveness that comes out. And when you have, as riders, you have 8 driven guys that are riding, things can get a little hairy at times.
Right. Big difference between 4 and 5. I told the bus.
4.5.
All right, so the bus should be out there ready to go. If you get there and the bus ain't there, keep going.
To Borrego Springs.
Yeah, if you get to Borrego Springs and we ain't there, keep going.
Oh, we will.
6:17.
Full plunge time.
The guys actually got up this morning and did a what they call a polar's plunge in the ocean. I don't know, we're in San Diego. I don't know if that's really cold, but they did that. So it was really cool. So yeah, so the riders, they seem like they're good spirits and it seems like it's coming together.
Race day. Time to get after it.
If you get on a bike and try and do this and you don't have an absolute 100% passion for cycling and have your body tuned up, this is gonna eat you alive. Step into the realm of working on human trafficking and you don't have an absolute passion, this job will eat you alive. What RAM does really is indicative of those on the front lines of human trafficking. just day after day, the grind, the absolute grind, and this organized chaos that just keeps going and keeps going, and very in-your-face example of what it's like to do this work. The starting line it's like a circus-type atmosphere. There's just cyclists everywhere. Anyone that's near the Oceanside Pier stops and kind of watches the whole thing. So you have that anticipation and that kind of pressure, but there's also this excitement to get started. We gave each rider a specific girl's story. Each rider wrote the girl's name on their arm. One of the things that they said was that at times when they're in the saddle, looking down, that was their reason to keep pressing on.
I was ready. I was anxious. I wasn't sleeping nights before. I wanted to get on that bike and I wanted to ride. That's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be with these guys. I wanted to experience this, do my part, to be part of this team and do what we can to get our name out there and get Zoe's name out there. I just wanted to get on my bike and go.
They have also been masterful at raising funds and awareness for their program, ZOE International. They too touch a thing that is very unknown to a lot of people, but a very real issue worldwide, child trafficking.
The race part of it is just to draw them in and to get them engaged. And then when people get engaged, they see what they can do to make a difference.
It's going to be interesting to see how many guys actually get here before John and Matt. First 20 miles, I know they're flying. They're flying right now.
We take those 8 cyclists and divide them into 2 4-man teams. Those 4-man teams cycle for 12 hours straight. Within those 12 hours, the cyclists sprint 15 minutes every hour for a 12-hour shift. They will climb over 100,000 feet of elevation. They will average close to 22 miles per hour, busting everything we have to try and get seconds out of every single minute. And those seconds add up to minutes, which will add up to hours over a 3,000-mile race over 6 days. There's also another part of the technical ride of these guys are going to be speeding down hills and get close to 60 miles per hour on some of those down hills. So the technicality of that is they make a mistake, that's not going to be good.
And as you're dropping down, because you're dropping like 10, 12,000 feet in the same amount of miles, it feels like you're going down into an oven as you get down into the desert. And you're like, this is going to be hot. And then, like, as you're going, if you have a little bit of a wind, your mouth dries out. Just, it gets brutal. Can't really prepare for it.
You can't win ram on the glass elevator, but you can lose ram on the glass elevator. It's a very treacherous place, 7 or 8 mile descent down there. So that's creating some jitters. Just be advised, John started on the glass elevator.
I got to descend the glass elevator. I don't know what my top speed was. Maybe, I know I looked down, it was doing 56 at one time. I was catching cars. But before I went out, I thought about my kids. So I took it a little easy. I got into a corner a little hot and I went a little wide. I was like, I need to slow this down. But at the same time, I wanted to go descend it fast for the team, but still be safe. Looking back, I wish I would have looked around a little more, but I don't even remember myself. It's just wide open. It's beautiful. You could look down into town. I got a glimpse of it maybe once or twice, but I was focused on the race and getting down fast.
5 hours. Get out of here.
What separated this race from what they did previously was having that person. My girl was Teresa. It was a constant reminder for us throughout the race of why are we doing this? We're here to fight for our sponsored child and get them restored and get them into a life that they should have never left to begin with.
There's almost not a time on their bike where they're not feeling pain and discomfort. And then that pain doesn't stop when they get off their bike. They're cramping, they got tight muscles, and they got to figure out a way to get their body from here, 3,000 miles to Annapolis, in one piece, and still be able to function at an extremely high level of athletic ability. These guys are in it.
We're doing right around 3 to 4 miles, and it seems like we're keeping our speed relatively high so far. So,
How you feel?
I feel ready to go, boys.
Good.
I feel real good.
Good.
My legs are back. Mirage? Is that water? Is that an oasis?
that's how it's done. Yeah, it would.
And then I can just twist it up. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
All right.
Good ride, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man. I told you I sweat. Jeez.
I was not lying in any way, shape, or form.
You
need
have
more?
a nice sweaty smelling van. Nate said it'll be nice when you actually get the normal 5 miles.
5 miles.
You have 45 minutes to recover.
Yeah. It's quick. From sitting here to get into that seat to get it out.
At least you're finally starting to get a forward.
Set out a plan that we were going to ride 5 miles at a time. And to me, just never experiencing this, that seems so easy. We cut it down to 3 miles because of that heat and because of the impacts the weather was having on us. By the time you saw that crew stopped and you're the next rider out, you were so happy after only 3 miles because you were spent from putting in that effort through the heat and through the weather for sure.
Team is strong. Strong, and probably this is the best team we ever put together as far as cohesiveness and guys that are going after it.
First day was intense because you saw the support vehicles of the other vans pulled over and them doing the same thing we were. That means they're close. And that was really the fuel for me, just from that competitive nature is, all right, we need to get to a point where we don't see these support vehicles anymore. So it was always kind of that drive to keep going and get faster, just to make sure we're getting out in first place.
Your help, man. Your help, buddy. Take it. Own it, buddy. Own it.
Day 2 is where RAM gets hard. We're gonna be doing this for a long time. RAM is one of those things where like, it don't stop at midnight and everybody gets some sleep. And so after day 2, then people didn't get sleep Friday night because they're so pumped up. And then Saturday night, you don't get any sleep the first night. And then day 2 is like your 3 days and you're not, it's just hot, it's in the desert. People start figuring out that this is actually really hard. I think, we preach how hard RAM actually is, but day 2 slaps everybody in the face.
Wow. It's just been the way the changes and everything. It's just been phenomenal.
Yeah. Let's push up the hill. Give him the gas.
Amen. 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 We receive it, Lord.
Guys, you got this. You got this. Come on. You got it.
Yep, got it.
Yeah, that was a... How you doing, John? Fine. That was 7%. That was a good slide.
Yeah.
Official, I think he parked back there.
Okay.
Yeah. You got it?
Yeah, baby. It's for the kids. They don't deserve to be treated like this. We'll go through pain to set them free and to have a better life. There's somebody that wants to set them free from the bondage. So that's what we're doing out here. Go ZOE.
I feel good. Legs feel great. Positive attitude. We're gaining ground. I feel good.
Go, go, go!
Keep them sharp.
The light was blinking when we started. I did a short pull because there's another hill, and then Murph finished it, but apparently it was blank that time. So
Get that out of your head.
yeah,
Get it out of your
it's
head.
not like you want to win, beat a team with penalty. So.
Exactly. To both the teams, the two ships, the teams rather. Everyone knows about the penalty now. You know, we get it. Lights working 1 minute, not working the next. Yeah, happens.
Heat, headwind, flat tires. Randy fixed my TT. We were observed very closely by officials, and all is well, man. All is well, but it was tiresome. Feel refreshed this morning.
Got a little frustrated at that first red light, but I hit green lights the rest of the way. Felt good.
On the bike, flying down a hill and just being at peace with the Lord's creation and yelling out praise was a pretty awesome moment.
Calves are burning, the eyes are just feel like they're gonna blow up, but that feels good in a sick, maybe kind of way that I don't think cyclists would understand. It's kind of a good pain, I think, because it makes you focus on what you're doing and realize that you get to do what you're doing.
There's a lot of freedom in cycling, especially when you're out on the road and you just are in the nature, God's nature, and you see the diversity and the detail that He's created, and also you see the unity. It's just amazing. The minute you crest a hill and you feel that warmth, there's just nothing else like it.
I'm in love with cycling. It just brings joy, life, and brings the world in a slower pace. You never, ever say, I wish I would have not done that ride.
It lifted you up right then to be able to say, hey guys, pass the baton, you guys go take care of it, and we'll see you in 12 hours.
So the transitions are like this, families getting together or long-lost friends. They get to share stories of, hey, this was the headwind, this is how fast we're going. You have all this emotion, camaraderie, hugging, and then, hey, we got to keep going.
Listen, it's gonna be a long night. Settle in. It's gonna get chilly. But this is where we're gonna have to dig deep. That was a good pull.
Coming out of the Navajo Nation into the Monument Valley was beautiful. They hit it right at sunset. But after sunset, it got dark and reality set in that, hey, we're gonna be climbing all night. And you get a lot of climbing before you get to the Rockies. And they had a hard night. They weren't keeping up with their averages. And again, it's RAM, it's day 3. It punches you. Like, it seriously punches you in the gut. And now the riders are like, oh crap, I don't know if I can do this anymore. So you start working with that. But my riders are extremely strong. They're going too hard. And they're paying for some of it.
We got off track in terms of schedule, and that caused a predicament as to how are we going to get back on track. Is one group going to ride longer than 12 hours to get back on track? And I think that night was very tough for them to take over at that point. I don't think any of them got too much sleep the day before because of the transition. And it certainly impacted their mindset. Their mentality was down, so we need to do what we can on our end to pick that up for them and bring that back and do what we can. So just trying to get their spirits up as much as possible and taking whatever burden we can on our end to get everyone back on track mentally.
The darkness brought some darkness. It was tough.
A little bit of cold and pain. Yeah, well, we can endure that for a few minutes.
First place was too far ahead. Third place was far enough behind where we knew second place was where we were going to end up. But we're not going to take this easy. I don't think anyone ever had a thought of not going all out, regardless if we were in last place. We're here for human trafficking, for ZOE International, and we're going to go all out.
I'm home. I got the Colorado socks on, representing my state. I'm stoked for our hills, stoked for the Rockies. I'm ready to go. Keep fighting for the kids. It's kind of nice being close to the family, just knowing they're here in the state. That helps out a lot, but I love the Colorado climbs, and we're going to be climbing all day, and I can't wait.
What name do you have in your arm?
I have Teresa. She's sweated off me quite a bit, so she's not on my arm right now, but she's still with me in spirit. That's what keeps me going all day, every day is these kids and Teresa and fighting for them. So going strong so far. We got a good team. What we're doing, we always do that extra push and have that in our mind. I think that's what really keeps us going here. And it's easy to look down and not stay positive, but when you realize what you're doing and what you're doing this for, it really keeps the motivation alive, and it's exciting.
Right now, the crew's actually hitting their stride. Our transitions are going better. The bus is going better. The mechanics, like everybody has their place. And now we're rolling. Now we should be starting. But it's crazy. You get about halfway and everybody hits their stride. Guys are getting sleep. Crew's getting sleep. They know what they need to do.
Jeff, can you hear me?
My worst fear as a crew chief, I seen that text. It was just a rider down and some coordinates. And Jansen he's a cop, so he's really right on it. And I was praying it wasn't one of ours, but I didn't want it to be anybody, but it was one of ours. And so me and Brad double timed it, and we headed back towards the scene, trying to get information as we went. And we found out that Jeff went down.
From what I can tell based on Strava, I was going 54 miles an hour when I hit impact. When they found me, I was still attached to my bike, which means I had no time to react and get myself unclipped, and it was sudden. First thing I remember is waking up in a helicopter, wondering where I am. Landed, got into a room. Fortunately, my wife and kids were there within, I think, about a half hour to an hour, and seeing them and seeing the fear on their face, that's what I remember.
We could have quit. So right away, it's like, do we pull everybody? Do we stop what we're doing and we wrap everything up and just go see how Jeff is? That was probably my first gut reactions. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna stop. And knowing Jeff, I knew like if we quit, he would be furious. And that was the story in the hospital. It was like, don't you dare think about quitting for me.
I really wish I could be there with you guys right now and continue on this fight with you guys, but you know, God had other plans, and I can't be any more thankful for God's plans because right now I'm alive and all the doctors are saying that I'm going to be alive and riding my bike in no time. So you guys don't need to worry about me anymore. You guys focus on doing this for the kids and doing this for ZOE International. And I'm right here on the sidelines like everyone else cheering you guys on, and can't wait to see you guys finish on Friday in Annapolis and be cheering with you guys in spirit. So keep staying strong. Miss you guys. Love you guys. And go kill it for the kids. Love you guys.
You know, when you put a team together, kind of can't help but feel a little bit responsible when something goes down like this. So it's tough seeing him like that. But the resiliency of Jeff is, it's Jeff, man. So the first time I walked into the ER, he was, yeah, when can I ride again? Sorry, guys, I was slowing you down. Just he was still in the game from the hospital bed. So I'm not surprised that has happened is the unity that this team is experiencing because we're down one and because we've had a tragedy amongst one of our own. The cohesiveness has just gone to a different level. The selflessness has gone to a different level. The team that's down with 3, man, their morale is, you know, they're heartbroken, they're hurt, but their morale is up. And they have, it's like the cause was deepened now, so.
I don't fear easily, and I'm someone who hasn't had tragedy in my life, so I'm very privileged and blessed from that perspective. So there's never a thought in my mind that I wouldn't have done this knowing the risks that were involved. I'm still just happy to be part of the cause.
I think it was Kevin was on the bike, and he was out there for a long time by himself while the crew took care of Jeff. So then when I heard that, I'm like, all right, you know, let's see what we got. So yeah, the crew just handled it amazing.
The guys had the girls' names on their arms that they were riding for, but then all of a sudden, now they had Jeff's name on their hands as well. And love does some pretty amazing things sometimes. So the love you have for a person, we had an outlet, and that outlet was just get on the road and just go. We're not daunted. We're gonna keep going.
Got it, man. Good call, brother. Good call. Okay.
I'll wrap that for you next time around. Here we got cars.
Hey guys, prayers with Jeff. And we'll just dial the intensity back a little bit.
Yep.
And instead of 5-mile pulls, maybe look for 7. What do you think?
That sounds great. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Exactly.
That would give us almost the same amount of recovery.
Post-crash, we righted ourselves and kept going. Then we hit, our next present was a day and a half of headwind, bad headwind. So much so that crew chief from a team that had completed Race Across America 11 times. And we're talking as, you know, team leads to team leads. He's like, yeah, this is not the year to try and go after any type of speed record. This is a brutal year. So that's the kind of headwind we had. And not only did we have a headwind, it was hot. I mean, just really Kansas hot.
Woo!
He would want us to go full bore and win this thing. So the first thought is, all right, we're down a man, we need to be strategic, conserve, longer pulls, less intensity. But then, like, it's like, no, let's test it. So that's kind of another challenge to this.
A bad side wind or headwind feels confusing. It's disorienting. especially on a bike. We should be moving the ball farther down the court, but the conditions around you are not letting you do that. And that's a mind game. The headwinds in Kansas are disorienting. And it's such a, if you let it, it'll take your motivation in a heartbeat. Because you know with the watts, you're putting out so much energy. But yet, you're not keeping up, you're not pulling 22, 23 miles an hour with that. So you're putting even more energy into it, and you're maybe doing 18, 19 miles an hour. And that's a mind game that you got to stay into the game with that. So, yeah, wind is not good.
It's got a lot of wind right here. I turned on this highway and it was like a ball.
Woo! That is awesome. Like, Nate, did you see the shadow of yourself when you're riding on the right? No pressure, but I was locked in at 21.4 the whole way.
All right.
We're gonna finish. You got this. God's with us.
Go, let's go! Whoa! Let's go! Oh! Let me go!
Guys, ride harder. Oh my gosh. Great job, guys. Great run. Great run.
Seems like morning, but I think it's evening. Ready to hit the road. Got a lot of sleep last night, maybe 5 hours. I have no idea, actually.
That was probably the hardest day on Ram I've ever had. That was God got us through. Thanks, man.
Once you start, okay, I can't quit. And like, you gotta plow through this thing, even if it's like, every time we were in competition, we were trying to catch the team in front of us. But you gotta follow through with it, no matter how bleak it looks, because that's what these kids are going through. They don't have no hope sometimes. Like, look, we're telling them to keep going, so we gotta keep going no matter what comes up and what obstacles we face.
The team's tired. I don't think it's sort of the light at the end of the tunnel. And that gives a little bit of new hope. So we're already thinking about, keeping this up to the very end. We gave updates to the guys today, the girls that they're riding for, and all of them are getting choked up. It's next level with these guys. I saw John the other day, a video about how pumped up he was and how these girls are being violated, and he's gonna go through pain to lessen their pain. You can't help but fall in love with guys like that.
No, we were just thinking if you would do like one more.
Thanks for letting me do that.
Go ahead, Greg.
Good job, buddy. Yeah, Burrow, go get him.
It wasn't the year to go after any speed records, but the guys never let up. There's this phenomena that happens with a ride, and especially with Race Across America, where it's called, smelling the barn. I don't own a horse, but from what I understand, that if you're taking a horse close to the barn, once he smells the barn and he knows he's going home, you can't stop him. Like, it's this force that just goes. It's interesting that you can have all this pain, and then you smell the barn, and then the pain goes away, and then like your speed actually picks up. There is a point that you get in the race, and the guys, this race even talked about that, they want it to be over. Like, they see the end. We're not finished, but we've made it. We've crested the hill.
The wind isn't strong, and bam, 23, 24 mile an hour. That's what we could be doing. But Kansas and Missouri are Stubborn sons of guns.
You're okay.
So it was Missouri, Indiana, Illinois, and now we're in Ohio. So it's getting real now. And when I say real, as a crew chief, the start is crazy, and the finish is crazy. So yeah, the guys are starting to get butterflies because my next transition is going to be actually in West Virginia, which that means we're close to home.
The past is the past. Let's go forward. And on a bicycle, like, how fast can I go? Ride up this hill and it's tough and it's hard, and sometimes obviously it depends how fast you ride. It hurts. The faster you ride, the more it hurts. But the faster you ride, the sooner you're at the top of the hill.
We'll take a 12-hour shift, and then the day crew will come on, and then we'll probably just team up. So we'll probably have a 18 to 20-hour day tomorrow. So it'll be a long day, but then we'll be done.
There's a saying in Race Across America that the race really only starts when you hit the Appalachians. So, and we're from here, so we get that. We kind of call everyone else sort of flatlanders of like, yeah, they don't know what the mountains of Appalachia are like. And they're brutal. They are, yeah, they're steep. So we went right from one from, you know, the headwind of Kansas right into, settled into some, you know, across Missouri, but then we hit the mountains and rain at the same time.
They talked about last night even, they hit a spot when they were climbing where the guys were like, we're not gonna make it. Like, we're gonna have to call the guys at the bus to come help us, but they kept pushing through. And Merv was just tearing up the course. And this is a night crew that in the desert, coming out of Prescott, or into Durango, that actually looked like they weren't gonna make it for a while. They were having a really rough patch. I ran out to see them that night. We're losing sleep, but watching them guys bounce back, getting stronger as they come across the country was just incredible. Tonight, what they did last night in the rain in West Virginia is incredible. They just, you know, they dug deep. They kept thinking about the why. Why are we doing this? And they crushed it.
You ready?
That was the most I struggled yet.
Talked to my family a few minutes ago, and I'm excited to see him in, I don't know, maybe 16 hours. I can't wait.
What a day, what a night.
It's like halfway up.
There's 3 mountain peaks called the Three Sisters. It's 3 major peaks back to back to back. And when you get through those, it's like, oh, it's all downhill to the finish. But there is climbing to do. But as soon as we get out of West Virginia, and for me, when we hit Waynesboro, PA, it's real.
And then Merv will take it up, we'll drop Tom on top, and then John will take it again.
So do you want that first, I can't tell how many miles that is.
Wet weather, fog, wind, cold, all night. So that's pretty rough.
Organized chaos. We're getting there. We weren't lethargic on the bikes the night before, but we just didn't have the juice, the energy. It was just kind of a slugfest. And then the last night, knowing where we were at, knowing that we had a chance to meet a goal or maybe hit some marks that we were aiming for, if things went, like if we ripped it and we tried. No, I'm saying if I'm gonna be rolling and then give Tom a little bit of that bottom, get me off at a riser.
Right.
And then he can start that other side, and John can roll that next one.
Right.
Is that cool?
Yeah, we'll get.
Because I'm gonna be warmed up.
You're gonna be rolling.
Yeah, I might as well.
6.
Energy was high. I mean, woke up 6 o'clock in the parking lot, got going. I mean, it was raining, and we might be riding in rain all night and just flying up and down the hills there. Maybe not up, but down for sure. And then the rain quit, and like an hour into it, Chris, our van driver, is looking at radar and he's like, man, the weather, it's moving out. And the temperature was 50s, so it was doable. and you're out there, you're sweating, coming, you're hot. So the damp night that it was kind of helpful, I think, to keep our energy up. And we were flying. We had a blast. The energy was super great. We rode into Time Station, the goal we had, Hancock, Maryland. I mean, we were flying. We had some big hills in West Virginia. Tag team the hills, the downhills, just boom, 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 boom. I mean, the guys were loving it. But the other guys were ready, and you just kind of let them run for a little while. We got some food, and then we just kind of rode down into Annapolis. So.
Good job, guys.
Dude, I think this is like one of our fastest sections, even though it's the most hills. Like of the night, fastest of the night. Yeah, I don't know. They pulled some energy out of somewhere, and we're having a blast.
You hit those flats, we must have a tail. Because it's like 28 once I got flat.
Yeah.
Yeah! Oh, that fires me up.
Go get him, buddy.
Go, Nate, go get it.
Some truck came by me and filled my ears with water. I can't even hear. Go. Oh, it's like 3 feet of water back there.
And the cyclists can't wait to see their kids and their wives, so it's almost like now I gotta hold the horse back a little bit. It's gonna be overwhelming.
Ram has 2 finishes. The first finish is the timed finish. I cannot describe to anyone that's not a part of it the tension that you feel as soon as the race starts, and then once it's over, it's just like this release.
Matt told me to keep on racing on, and that's what it's all about. We finished well. We finished for those being trafficked. Awesome. All glory be to God.
You guys are back in.
Good job, buddy. Yeah, it's fun.
I think it was all the emotion pent up from Jeff, from having a 3-man crew, from all the challenges of RAM and the energy exhaustion and the way everyone came together and the support from everywhere, and just seeing God move for such a worthy cause. A lot of emotions. Glad Jeff's okay. He was an inspiration every day, man. This was a hard. Oh! God is good. The support, the prayers, this team. This was a good one.
And the second finish line that's the pomp and circumstance. The big entrance, and everyone's waiting there, and it's a stage, and Ram's making a big deal about everything. But then that's when the families reunite, because that's where the families are, watching the kids. I always get choked up watching, the kids run up to Dad. One of the families had made a picture of Jeff and put it on a stick. So when the team did go up on stage, there was a picture of Jeff there as well.
The crew and the support that everyone had for this really allowed everyone to keep persevering, keep fighting strong, and just proud of everyone for doing it.
The awareness is that you can actually truly make a difference in this tragedy, and stepping up and trying it is the first start. Like, again, we've had people who, I mean, on the person team, like I was the only one who's ridden over 10 years. It's crazy to think that. Big and naked, they're all like new, so it's doing a race. It's not like guys who've ridden there 50 years, 7 years old, never done race across America. They probably never. Something so big, and just being some average person is what makes a difference.
The families are hugging and everyone's just, it's a celebration. Nate's daughter came up to me and she hands me this envelope. And the envelope is decorated by her, has some like glued on jewels, and she decorated her. And the way she handed it to me was just breathtaking. I knew there was something behind this. So I asked her parents, I said, like, so what's the backstory with this? And Lauren Aiken, the mom, said that when Jeff crashed, and the Aikens and the Conaways are very close, Lauren had told her, like, you know, this is why these guys are doing this. Like, there's kids need to be saved. And so she dashes up to her room and does what she does and decorates this envelope and empties her piggy bank into the envelope and hands it to me. Just this perfect example of pure innocence, punching pure evil right in the face. That is why we do RAM. We all can do something, and she did everything. And I think one of the most impossible things she did was she inspired me, who's in the trenches every day and wants to give up sometimes. I think it's just the perfect example of why we do what we do, why we do this, why we choose to do cycling to bring awareness and to raise funds to defeat what's going on. Kevin Quinter was doing an interview with a local TV station, and all this stuff was going on. People were talking, and I heard Kevin through the whole crowd say, oh no, this is just the beginning, like it doesn't end. Like, this is the work we did to bring human trafficking awareness. But very poignantly, he was like, this is just the beginning. And there's that gut punch and that tension again of, yeah, we had a very successful prevention and fundraising thing, but right now, there's kids being exploited every second of the day. And that's that smash back to reality of, you know, this wasn't just this cute little thing we did. There's kids' lives that are at stake.